love to movers and shakers, hard workers and those bread makers. Respect to hustling cocaine, reaching back and not forgetting. You stand strong, odds stacked against you. Before long, your change will come to. Your purpose greater than also. Stay focused, obstacles fall. Hey, I see you. When I think of strength, you come to mind. There's no greater power I could find. Hey, I see you. When I think of strength, you come to mind. There's no greater power I could find.
Hey, friends. Welcome to the Striving for More podcast with me, Kamo. Happy Father's Day. This is a special Father's Day edition for you fathers. I felt like this was the perfect day, perfect time. Why not? It's Father's Day, right? I want to take some time to give a shout out to Diane Starr for that wonderful musical selection. I see you. And a shout out to Boss Strip for yet another amazing Kamo t-shirt. Okay? So let's get into it. What are we talking about today? Right. Effective co-parenting, father's rights, and child support. Let's get into it. These are some of the most controversial topics that we just keep hearing about, right? So we're going to dig into this research. We're going to see what comes up, and I'm going to, just share my stance on the different topics, right? And I would like to hear what you guys have to say as well. So, effective co-parenting, what does that mean exactly, right? So, co-parenting after a breakup, after a split, after a situation where you're no longer together or one of the other parents are not in the home, mostly we all know that to be the father, correct? So what does effective co-parenting look like after a split? Or what should it look like after a split? For me, on that topic, I'm not gonna say that it should look a certain way because I do know that with different people, different households, you raise your children differently. You have different expectations of what co-parenting might look like for you. However, I feel like no matter what co-parenting looks like for you, I feel like the children should always remain ahead of everything. Put the child's needs first, right? Making sure that the child is happy, making sure the child is safe, taken care of, and loved by both parents, right? That's only in a perfect world. But we all know that in a lot of situations, that's not exactly happening, right? So, effective co-parenting involves clear communication. I believe that a lot of the co-parenting situations go left because there's a lack of effective communication and good communication on either one person's part, both parties, or it just doesn't seem to be working out. Um, and I believe that the communication breakdown is because there might be some residual feelings left over from the breakdown of the relationship or marriage itself, right? So that's how we're going to just double back to always putting the child's needs ahead of your own. My stance on that topic is always put the child first. It doesn't matter whether it was a bad breakup, a unexpected breakup, someone cheated, someone left, someone abandoned somebody, didn't want to be with you anymore, whether it was arguments, whether it was anything. I just do not feel like that should affect the child or children. I just don't. I do not believe in snatching children away from their fathers. That's just my opinion. And that's not just my opinion, that's my feeling. That's my feeling on the subject itself. Um, and obviously, I'm not biased because I'm a woman and I'm a mother. So I'm not against women. I'm not against women's rights. We have a lot of rights, right? But however, so do fathers. And I believe that when you choose to do the do and do what you do, you know what I'm saying, because you like them a lot at some point, or we wouldn't have these children here, okay? We going to keep it all the way real. Like at some point, y'all was getting along. At some point y'all was getting along, right? So and you guys created these lives together, and I just don't believe in later on, because you're upset, because you're mad, because you're no longer together, it's okay to take a child from their father or keep a child from their father. I just don't. I believe that, like it says, effective communication is very important in these here situations, and a united front. Always have each other's back when it comes to your children. Show your children how to navigate life. Show them that even though things may not have worked out how you planned or you even wanted, that there is always a light at the end of that dark tunnel. Teach them how to navigate their emotions, their feelings, make good decisions and good choices. Teach them that you guys are still a family, okay? That they still have mom and dad, okay? Not that they have to pick and choose between mom or dad. I don't believe in involving children in grown folks' business. I don't believe in um making a child choose between which parent they are going to be with or like or whatever or understand or whatever. And I definitely don't believe in having adult conversations in front of children. Children should just remain children at all times. They didn't ask to be here. The adults in the situation made that happen. So adults should be out here acting like adults, making adult decisions that are best for the children, not decisions out of, say, I don't know. I don't like to use the word bitterness. That word is being thrown and tossed around. Out of emotional decisions. Out of emotion. Okay. And I'm not here to navigate the blame game either. I'm not here to say, okay, well, oh, it's the mom's fault they broke up, or it's the dad's fault they broke up, because that does not matter to me. What happened in the relationship between the two adults does not matter to me when it comes to the welfare of children. It just doesn't. Like the mother could have been the biggest jerk. Okay. The dad could have been the biggest a-hole, right? Could have just treated her any kind of way, and did all that, and both of them could have just cheated on each other every single day, and all that could have just happened. Okay, well, sucks for them, sucks for the relationship, right? But what does that have to do with the children? At the end of the day. And I have a hard stance on this. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comments, because I have seen videos, I have seen in real life how women will keep the child from the man because they no longer want to be with them, or because they hurt them in some way. And again, because they're with someone else, there's a new woman on the scene, and oh, you will not have my child around. Um, Once the breakup happens, you have to understand that your children may be around several different people. You know what I'm saying? And you are going to have to unfortunately trust the instincts of their father. Like, and hopefully that father is not going to have y'all children around someone that is going to cause them harm. And that's a whole nother story, a whole nother topic, whole nother. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a perfect world. There are instances where uh, parents have definitely picked mates, new partners that aren't so good to be around the children. And I mean, but that's really not what this topic is about. I'm just gonna say if you guys break up and you guys have children and then you guys are in a co-parenting situation, just please be mindful of who you have your children around. Have that conversation, with one another. Once you decide that you want to have a new partner that is going to be around your child, I believe that out of respect for the mother and the father, that you all guys sit down and there's a meeting and you introduce each other, everyone to each other so that everybody is on the same page, right? And then you guys have this conversation about your co-parenting and what you expect and what you don't want and things like that in an adult manner, right? There's a lot of situations where they're just like, I don't want to meet that. What I want to talk to them for? That's you. Why wouldn't you want to meet the person that's around your child? That's ridiculous. Like, let's be adults about this. Like, maturity, we're asking for maturity here, right? Everybody to get along. And I think that in the situations where the mothers give the fathers a hard time about who they're with is because they still have underlying feelings for them. Because I know in my situations, okay, when I was raising my four, I didn't care. I did not care. And I'm not gonna say I didn't care whomever they had around my children. And I just didn't care to the extent where I was going to make that the reason why they couldn't see them. Like, why couldn't my kids go see their dad? Like, it just was never a thought for me, whether he's in a relationship living with someone or whatever, as long as she's good, as long as she treats my kids good, as long as there ain't no weird stuff going on, we're good. Like, we're good. And I always let, the girlfriends or girlfriend know, or the wife know, you don't want it with me. You don't want it with me about my kid, right? So, and that was that. That was that. That was respected. And let it be known you don't want no kind of smoke with me about my children, because I'm coming and I ain't asking questions, and that'll be that, right? And my children's father backed me up. I mean, as he should. I'm their mother, right? So it was just all understood, but it wasn't said in a immature way or a disrespectful, petty, catty way. I just said what I said and I meant what I meant, and that was that. It was like either they were going to respect it or they weren't. And in my case, luckily, they respected it. Emotional decisions when it comes to your children is just not needed and it's unnecessary. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs it. I know a lot of men out here that are fighting just to see their children, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I'm going to say this. They could have been the worst kind of boyfriend. They could have been the worst kind of partner, worst kind of mate. They could have did you wrong, up, down, sideways, and circular. You know what I'm saying? I know. Listen. I understand. I understand. They could hurt you, your feelings and all of this, and you got past trauma and you don't want to deal with them anymore. I get that. However, you cannot allow those feelings. They didn't do anything to them children. That's their father. That's their father. You don't have to have anything to do with them, You he comes to the door, you okay, kids, bye, whatever, shut the door, boom, like, or you drop them off at his house and the same thing. park, drop them off at the park. Just drop them off, girl. Drop them off. Okay. Just drop them off. And I don't even understand these ladies that, what? Free time. Free time, me time. I'm all for free time, me time, okay? Like, how are you not all for free time, me time? These fathers want to spend time and take their kids and do things and weekends and weeks and summers and all of that. What's the problem? I don't understand. What's the problem? And you're hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. I'm telling you, you are hurting yourself. Who is the best person to have your children while you rest, while you have a spa day, while you do nothing, while you go on a vacation, while you do what you're doing? Who's the best to have your children, but yet the other parent? You're not thinking. You're thinking, I'm hurting him. I'm not going to let him see his kids because I'm going to hurt him. You are hurting him. And these men are hurt when they can't see and be around their children. But you're not just hurting him, you're actually hurting your child because your child loves their father, wants to see their father, and wants to be with their father. And I'm here to tell you ladies that, okay, and I'm telling y'all this from experience of how not to try to turn your child against their father, because I've never done that with mines. Your children age and they get older and they will remember what you did, they will remember what you said, and they will remember you keeping them away from their father. They will. As they get older, it's going to turn back on you. In my experience of being a mother of young adults now, I'm here to tell you that when those children age, and I also did it when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I was kept away from my mother and my father for their reasons or whatever the case may be. My grandparents felt like that was best. But I'm telling y'all, when I got of age, what's the first thing I wanted to do? I was on the first thing smoking to my parents. Because it doesn't matter what your parent did or what someone said your parent did or whatever, they're still your parent and you're going to want your parent. So, ladies, you guys think you guys are getting over now by keeping these children away from these fathers. The first thing they're going to do when they get of age is leave you. And they're going to find their father. They're going to want to talk to their father. They're going to want to get to know their father. And then they're going to want an explanation for their father, because they're probably going to grow up thinking that their father didn't love them, didn't want them, didn't want to do anything. And they're going to want answers, right? And then that father is going to give them answers, okay? And once that child gets those answers, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to come back to you, mom. Do you think that your child is going to be appreciative that you kept them from their father? Are they going to say thank you? Are they going to say, oh, wow, mom, that was great? No, they're not. They're not. So I need you mothers to stop the nonsense. Let these children be with and see their fathers. Like, really, because like I said in the beginning, like you guys liked each other at some point. How you not liking them now? You know what I'm saying? They're this, that, and the third. They're all this kind of thing. Well, okay, well, why you didn't choose better? Why didn't you choose better? Like when you was laying down doing the horizontal tango, you wasn't thinking about whether he was bad, bad dad, bad this, nothing. You wasn't thinking about that, no. So you chose the father of your child. So you can't choose to lay down with them, choose to procreate with them, and then choose to discard them. It's it's just not right, right? So we talked about communication, we talked about united front and being on the same page, right? What's next? Consistent enforcement of rules. Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll always have to let the child know that you guys are on the same page. You guys carry the same rules. There's nothing going on between, because I know children can play both sides when a child is over here with the father, over here with the mother. They can play both sides of the fence. And them kids, it's always going to be one of yours that will cause some mess and some drama between you parents. So it's always important to keep that line of communication and always know what's going on with your children. so that they don't gaslight you. Those lovely bundles of joy of ours are the most manipulative little gaslighting little lovely little creatures that we brought on the face of this earth. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. And prioritizing the child's best interest. Absolutely. I listen, I'm not gonna waver. I'm not gonna budge on this. I'm not. This is me. Y'all might not like it. Y'all might not like it. Y'all might not agree. And I want to see y'all in the comments. I really want to see y'all in the comments. We can talk about it. I'm just not for it. I'm just not. And I'm not just talking. Like I raised 4 children. My children are 29, 26, 24, and 22. Okay. 2 girls, 2 boys, and I've done this. Okay. And listen, it wasn't always easy to cakewalk. And although I'm saying, oh, co-parent and this, that, the third, it wasn't always easy. It was, when the children weren't around, we had a few choice words at times. We didn't like each other. We didn't get along. We didn't do that, but it didn't affect me dropping them kids off. Like it just never affected that. Like I'm dropping these kids off. That's their father. I got things to do. I got things to do. Okay. I'm right now in a current situation where I'm raising my grandson. I am raising my 6-year-old grandson right now. And me and my ex co-grandparent. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be saying anything about co-grandparenting, right? Because that's not a usual thing, but it's my life, right? He's not here right now. He is with my ex. We are co-grandparenting. Me and my ex were together for 10 years and it didn't end great. Okay, it wasn't the worst, but it didn't end great. It's not like we ended and we were just like, oh, yay, we're friends. No, no, it didn't end like that. However, through effective communication and our love for Legend, we co-grandparent. He is currently in a new relationship with a young lady, and she has met him. I met her, I think, a couple weeks ago when I dropped him off. She was standing outside. She was standing next to him. Do you guys think that stopped me from dropping Legend off? What, I'm supposed to feel some type of way because he moved on and he has yet a new woman and all that? I don't care. I mean, to me, when relationships end, they end for a reason, and you heal and you take your feelings and you just whatever. It has absolutely nothing to do with Legend. It just doesn't. Like his pop wants to see him and spend the weekend with him, and that was a scheduled plan. And although it was random that his girlfriend was standing next to him and I didn't know about it and he didn't give me a heads up, I would have loved the heads up, but okay, whatever. It was cool. She said, hello, how are you? I said, what's going on? How are you doing? And I said, okay, Legend, I'm going to see you. I love you. Have a good weekend. And I got in my car and I rolled out. And why? It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what I think. As long as Legend is good and as long as Legend is happy and he gets to spend time with me and his pop, with the family over here and the family over there, and he gets to live his life and be a child, be a kid. He does not need the pressures of adult nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, you don't care about I trust my ex's judgment. Okay. I know that he wouldn't allow anyone to cause harm to Legend. And I know that he knows me. He knows me. Okay. He knows that that's not going, it's no, they don't nobody want it with me. So I know. So it's not a trusting thing. I know he's not going to allow anything to happen to Legend. And whomever he decides, like the young lady he's in a relationship with now, that's their business. As long as Legend is included, as long as Legend is treated fairly, I'm good. Taken care of, I'm good. He's happy, I'm good. Okay? That's healthy co-parenting. Okay, that is healthy. You have to be healthy mindset. The only reason there will be any drama is somebody got feelings. Feelings. Everybody's operating off of feelings. And there should be no feelings other than you feeling like you want to put your child first. What's up? Like, ooh, this is firing me up. I'm getting a little upset, okay? Because y'all be doing too much. I'm sorry, ladies, y'all be doing too much. Y'all just be doing too much. So, do we want to cover some topics of, okay, well, we want to talk about uh situations where the mother might fear the father. We want to talk about domestic violence. We want to talk about, I don't know, substance abuse. We want to talk about there's a lots of reasons for why a mother would keep a child from a father that are plausible and valid. And I think even some of the fathers would agree with this. Now, if you have a strong substance abuse issue, whether you are on cocaine, heroin, or something, lots of alcohol, fiery temper, I don't know, that kind of thing. I don't think that you are even in the best mental and physical condition to be having your children. Okay. In those situations, I do agree. If there is a situation where you feel as though your child or children will be in danger and you can prove that and it's plausible and valid, I agree with that. Ladies, I do agree with that. Fathers, I'm sure you would agree with that as well, because if the roles were reversed and the mother had a strong substance abuse issue and you felt like your children was just in danger and they would not be even safe in the mother's care, you would agree that you wouldn't want your children with them either. So there are some situations that I do agree that the children shouldn't be around the other parent. And that's one, a strong substance abuse. And I'm not talking about weed. I'm not talking about weed. I'm not even, no. I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about, strong substances, that can impair your judgment. Okay? And there's also if it's abuse. And I'm not talking about the abuse of her. I'm talking about abuse of the children. Now, if the father has some history of child abuse, child neglect, child endangerment, child anything, I agree. The child should not be around that father that has that history. If you feel like your child has returned and they have some unexplainable bruises, unexplainable injury to their bodies, person, and everything, or if your child says to you, daddy hurt me, daddy, whatever, investigate that, do what you got to do, withhold access until all of that, or if it's cleared up. If it's not cleared up, I wouldn't let my child go back over there either. But that's be a matter for the courts and all that stuff. So although I have a strong stance on not withholding access to men with their children. I do believe that. I stand strong on that. However, I do think that there are some cases, substance abuse and any kind of child endangerment, neglect, all that's understandable for you not to want your child to be around their father. But not just because you don't like their father, not because your father hurt your feelings, not because your heart was broken, not because they got a new girlfriend, not because they didn't give you no money this week. I feel like now we're gonna talk about child support. We're gonna talk about child support. Y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm telling y'all, but y'all ain't gonna like me. I don't understand why some of you ladies feel as though these fathers need to be paying for for you to have some place to live. Oh, because I got these kids. Where were you living before you had those kids? You didn't what I'm sorry, did you hear me? Where were you living before you had those kids? Oh, I gotta pay my rent and my electric, my water and my gas, and I gotta so I'm sorry. But did you not did you have rent, gas, electric, water before you had kids? Was you not working and have a job and a plausible career or job or income or something before you had them kids? It's not just solely the responsibility of the father to make sure that you and them kids is living good and them bills is paid. It's just not because you made the decision to what? Have those kids. I'm sorry, I'm a woman and I'm a woman and I'm saying this. When I got pregnant with my children, okay, it's my body, my choice. Okay. Everybody knows, well, maybe not now. If you get pregnant today, now in this climate, there's not a lot of options for a lot of women in a lot of different states. I do know that. But we're just going to talk about before those laws were passed, the last past 2, 3 years or so. Okay. You have a choice on what you want to do. If you feel like you're not financially stable, if you feel like you're not ready, if you don't have a place to live, if you're not able to take care of yourself, if you're not able to financially take care of the well-being and welfare of the child, I believe that okay, fine, let the father have them until you get on your feet and get a job, get some money and all that. I just don't feel like you could just pop out kids and not be able to take care of them yourself. How are you not able to pay your rent, pay your gas, electric, buy their shoes, clothes, food, and all that, but yet you're expecting the father to? Like, and then you're like, oh, they're broke, they're deadbeat, they can't do this. But baby, you broke too. Like, I don't understand. How does that make you somehow better than what you're saying that they are? Because if you're not able to finance your children, doesn't that make you broke too? Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I want to know. Or do you guys feel like, no, that's different because what? Explain to me how it's different. I'm all for it. I would love to hear your say and your take on the subject on how you're not able to pay your bills and pay for daycare and pay for camp and pay for clothes and pay for diapers and pay for food and pay for this and pay for that. And it's okay. But when the father isn't able to do such things, he's everything from A to Z. If you could let me know like how it's different and how it's okay for you, I would like to hear in the comments. We can actually talk about this, and I look forward to the conversation. Let me know. Let me know. Because I believe that both parents should place themselves in positions to be able to financially take care of their children, right? And you can be like, oh, they're with me all the time. So, okay, well, make out a plan where you guys are co-parenting 50-50, so that the children can be with you half of the time, the children can be with them half of the time, and then you could be paying for your half and they're paying for their half without the child support. Because what's the child support for? What's the child support for? I want to know what the child support is for. Oh, the child support is for to take care of the child. Okay, okay, I get that to take care of the child because the child's needs are really important and we all would like for the children to be taken care of. Absolutely. I just have a question. So the father is supposed to pay child support while the child is with you. So they're taking care of the child while the child is with you. And when they get the child, they're expected to take care of the child when they're with them as well. So they're not only taking care of the child when they're with you, they're also taking care of the child when they're there with them. And then somewhere in between, I've heard that in between child support payments, other things come up, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, can I get, and little Raymond needs, and little Sarah needs this and that and the third, and then the father's expected to do that too. The, Again, what's the child support for? Like, I don't, who's supporting what? Where's the child support going? I don't know. I just feel like I don't want the courts all up in my business. I just don't. And I just really feel like the child would get more from the father being with them. Being with them. Because if the father has them 50-50 half of the time, then I'm just saying, like they're taking care of them, they're clothing them, they're feeding them, they're taking them places, they're doing things for them. I mean, would you rather get what, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number, 400 a month, 600 a month, 100 a month, I don't know, whatever amount it is. I just feel like having a child 50-50 half of the time, you're spending more than that. You're spending more than that. And the child is benefiting because they're not only having a constant relationship with their father's also taking care of them. Okay. And I just believe that while the child is with the father, the mother is getting to live her life and have free time and is a little less overwhelmed and a little less stress free, living her best life. So she's nicer. And bye bye bad feelings. That's, listen, I'm just telling y'all how my life went. How my life went, okay? Because y'all say, oh, Keisha, you do not look 46. Well, I ain't got 46 years of stress running behind my baby daddies trying to make their lives miserable, and they wasn't running behind me trying to make my life miserable either. See how that goes? See how that goes? And all of my children, what? They walk around here respecting me and they walk around here respecting him. Hmm. And Legend is happy in the co-grandparenting situation. Okay. In the co-grandparenting situation, he gets to spend time with his pop new girlfriend, and his aunties, and they do stuff and whatever the case may be. And while Legend is over there, I'm spending some time over here doing what I do. Doing what I do. Okay. Give me some bay time. You know what I'm saying? So that's it works, right? So fathers have rights. Fathers have rights. Fathers have a right to see their children. They have a right to 50-50 custody if that's what they want. Uh Full custody, no. Well, depends, they do have a right to full custody if they feeling like the mama just ain't mama in right, but that's a whole different topic. I just feel like there's so much emphasis being placed on these women. Women have the rights, whatever. And as a woman, I believe in women's rights. Absolutely. I just don't believe in my right as a woman to infringe upon the right of my child to see their father. I just think they should see their father. If they're a good father, if they don't have any substance abuse issues, if they don't have any child abuse issues, if you do not feel like your child will lose their literal lives being with their father, let your child see their father and let that father see their child. Y'all getting on my nerves because these men really be hurt. These men really be hurt. It's like you guys just do not see them behind closed doors, literally heartbroken and aching because they cannot see their children. And I understand, let's go back to they might not have been the best boyfriend, they might not have been the best husband, they might have just been trash, complete, absolute trash. Okay, I know some men that they could have just been trash, but that's a different conversation. Like if you guys want to vent about how these men treated you, let's have that conversation. Girl, I can listen, let's compare notes. Okay. I can tell y'all about how some situations I was in where these men ain't okay. But that's a different conversation for us adults as women. It has still no basis on keeping these children from them. It just doesn't. We have to separate emotion from what's right. Okay. If you guys are so emotional and so heartbroken and so this, we can find you a support group. Okay. That's while you send your child to its father, You can, on that, when you got your free time, go to your support group to get over it. Okay, you gotta get over it, girl. You gotta get over it. Get over it. Okay, like get over it. And I'm not saying that to be insensitive. Some of these women were in the violent. Your kid's father might have went upside your head and caused you all kinds of undue trauma and physical harm and damage. I understand that. I'm not saying get over that. You're entitled to your feelings. I'm just saying get over it to the point where it doesn't affect your child. That's all I'm saying. I hope I make that clear because I know that what I'm saying now is very controversial. I know what I might be saying might be triggering. I know what I'm saying. You could be like, BITCH, what you talking about? I get it. I understand. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There's many different situations. I'm really pretty much talking about and referring to the basic situations of if that child is not in any danger or any harm, they deserve to have a relationship with their father. Every child needs a father, just like every child needs their mother. It's not just this one-sided society BS. And that's all I'm saying. Fathers have rights. Fathers should be able to see their children. Okay. Those children, like I said, are going to grow up and this is going to backfire on you because they're going to grow up and they're going to race. They're going to try to beat the spatial sound barrier continuum to get to their father. And they're going to look at you like, why did you do this to me? Look at all this life and all these memories and all these experiences I missed out with my father because you didn't want me to be around my father. You're going to have that tough conversation with your children when they get older. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Take your feelings out of it, ladies. Okay. And y'all might not like what I'm saying, but hey, I'm sorry. That's how I feel. And this is my special Father's Day edition. All for the fathers. This is my special Father's Day edition. And on this topic right here, I am one of the women that I do not agree with half of the things that are done. If I had the power to change some of these laws that are in place that affect these fathers and just snatch them out of their children's lives and give them no rights and allow all of these things to happen, I would change it. But unfortunately, my opinion and my stance is it's not going to weigh very heavily in the government and the laws. But I just wanted you guys to know today on Father's Day that I respect the position of a father. I will always respected the position of a father. I will always of the father. Okay, I could tell y'all that. Whew, my daughter's father died. Mm. I don't particularly care for him at all. Don't. However, he always saw his daughter. Never kept her away. Never kept her away. I always felt like the relationship between a child and their father is very important, just as important as the mother and the child. And choose sometimes, okay, it's not a perfect world because in the matters of physicalness that we go through, sometimes we're not thinking about baby, oh, this is about to be my baby daddy. But if in somehow, some way, they turn out to going to be your baby daddy, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it, especially if you're going to keep the child. You know who their father is. Oh, hopefully, you should. Yeah. And stop putting these babies off on these men. I'm sorry. I was having this conversation just the other day and I agreed. These men are going through all of these issues where paternity, you know what I'm saying? You say, that's my baby daddy and that ain't that man's baby. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Like, stop, really, stop doing that. because you know whether or not you slept with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You can't just be like, this your baby. How you know? Stop doing that. Stop lying to these men. Stop putting them in the positions where they got to go through all of this nonsense, because you be making it hard for the rest of us out here who are about something. We got some morals, some values, and then we got to just go through all of the past traumas because, oh yeah, I thought that this baby was mine and I found out that this baby wasn't mine. So now that you all have my baby, I want to find out for real if this baby is mine. So why I got to go through all of that nonsense? Because you know what I'm saying? And then some of these men who signed the birth certificate thinking that these, children are theirs, or they've been named the father, and then they're paying the child support, and then they find out that that child is not theirs, but they're now the legal father on paper, and there's nothing that they can do about it, and they have to pay child support for kids that don't belong to them. Ladies, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. And around the world, everybody's screaming Happy Mother's Day, but nobody's holding any of these mothers accountable for none of the wrong that they're doing out here to these fathers, right? I had to say it. It needs to be said because there's a lot of men out here thinking that all women are that way. All women think this way. All women will do this. All women are for women. I'm a woman's woman. I'm a girl's girl. Like, okay, I'm all for women, but not when women are out here doing this. I will put children before women. Women, it's not a woman man thing. The child comes first, right? The child comes first. So, you guys wanted to know what my stance on this subject was. Okay, effective communication, always forming a united front, laying down the rules and regulations, trust, effective co-parenting. Let's get rid of that child support because I feel like the child is going to get more from the parent, 50-50, half and half. Place yourself in a position where you're able to take care of yourself, keep your lights on, keep your water on, keep your gas on, because you not having children so that you can be able to live, right? Well, at least you should not. And like I said, let me know how it's different, and how is a man broke, and how is a man a deadbeat, and you can't do it. I don't understand. I don't know. You can't call that man broke. If you cannot take care of yourself and your children, but you expect for him to take care of you, the child, and himself, how that work? Explain it to me. I just want to know. Give clarity. Clarify it for me. Clarify it for me. It's the same thing. It's like for me, I have my own everything. I everything, my own everything. How can I expect for a man to come into my life and I want him to be able to do all this and that and do this, that, and I can't even do it? Like, what was I doing before I met this man? Like, oh, I want him to do this and get me this and get me that. What was I doing before I met this man? Would I have that if this man didn't come here? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I feel vice versa. A man can't expect me to do all of the things that you can. You do that? Can you do it? Let me see you do it. You do it first. I'm sorry. Somebody ask me or have these expectations of me. I'm be like, okay, no problem. I hear you. Oh, that's your expectations. That's your requirements. Okay, no problem. You do it first. Let me see. Let's go. Or we could do it at the same time. Let's do it at the same time. Let's do it, because you cannot require what you be who and what you require. If you don't have a roof over your head, you can't pay your bills, gas, electric, water, car, this, that, the third, make it work, spinning around like a fine oiled machine, then you can't expect for your kid's father to come in and make that happen for you and be over there. He has a life of his own. He has to keep a roof over his own head. He has a household that he needs to take care of as well. Why is he paying you child support for children that you could just split it? Half and half custody. Then they go over there with the dad. They go over here with you. You taking care of your business. He's taking care of his business. Why that can't happen? And why isn't that happening? That's good. Listen, I would like for everybody in the comments to really let me know. Like, what you think, where you stand, share your situations. Okay, share your situations and let me know if you want me to do another episode. You want to dig deeper. If there are some fathers that would like to come on my show and share your stories, share what you're going through. If you guys would like me to do another episode on resources and things that you could do, fathers' rights, going down to the courts, filing paperwork, custody issues, things like that. I definitely will do another episode on that, giving you guys that information. Just know that there are people out here and women out here that are on your side and believe in what you're doing. And you could have been a horrible, horrible, horrible partner, a horrible boyfriend, but still be a great father. Two things can be true at once. Okay. And there, like I said, there are instances where, of course, don't allow your children to go into situations that will cause them harm. But that needs to be proven. It just needs to be proven. You can't just say it and throw allegations. It has to be proven. Okay. I just believe in not involving the court in your lives and not involving the court in your business. And because the courts wasn't there when y'all was doing it, right? They weren't there. No one there. Like you did not stand in front of a judge and ask them, could you have sex? I'm sorry, you just didn't. You just didn't. And I'm sorry to say for both in the situation, this may sound a little petty, but it's true. All of this is why they make condoms. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there at the end just because I got y'all back and I believe that y'all be being done dirty by some of these women. I have to also hold y'all accountable as well. Y'all chose these women that's ruining your lives, and that there's nothing that a condom couldn't have helped and prevented. I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be poking, y'all be poking, and then the joke be on y'all when these women listen, listen. Y'all gotta hold yourselves accountable, kick yourselves a little bit like, I should have wrapped it up. I should have not have done that. I shouldn't, she shouldn't have been my baby mama. Okay, but I guess it's a little bit too late for that because the child or children are already here. I get that, but I had to hold y'all a little bit accountable too. Okay. I just, in this episode, I stand with the fellas. I stand with the fellas. Women be playing too much and doing too much, working off emotion and the feelings, and it if not only affects the children, well, the children, it's about the children. It completely affects the children. It does, and it's sad. It's sad. It's really sad. So I hope that I took time to touch on as many topics as I possibly could. I hope that my stance on the subjects are clear. Okay. I would love to see your comments and feedback. Okay. And let me know in the comments if you guys want me to dig deeper into these issues. Okay. Because I will. I will. And ladies, if you guys want to call, and comment and fuss me out, feel free. Feel free. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If you guys agree, I'm here for it. If you disagree, I'm here for it. Okay, let's have the conversation. Okay. So I would like to wish all you fathers out there a happy, happy Father's Day. Okay. Because this is a sad day for me. I no longer have my father. So if you are a father and you have your fathers, you're blessed. Okay. You are definitely blessed. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching this episode. Okay. Striving for more with Kamo. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your Father's Day with your families or do whatever it is that you want to do and just salute to you. A lot of fathers just don't get as many gold stars as they deserve, but I'm here to give them to you. Take care. See you next time.